Welcome to Tavern 26, the host of the Campbell Memorial Red Devils show. I'm here with Jacob Tovarnak. I'm Matt Marr, by the way. Forgot to mention that one here. Jacob, thank you so much for joining us here this week on the show. So we'll just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off here with you, just like I did with your teammate a moment ago. We all know what happened last week. A devastating loss there, very close. A good game as well, but one throw, that's just what decided it. And that's football sometimes, right? So obviously you're looking forward now here to champion. Are you excited? Are you ready to take on those Golden Flashes?
Ready. I got some built-up anger from last week. I'm ready to take it out.
Heard that they've got a very similar style of play as well, so that should help you guys. Yeah, very similar there. So you got some energy. You're going to take it out on them.
Oh, yeah.
No hard feelings personally, but, hey, you're going after them, right? Yeah, that's perfect. All right, so it seems like your offensive game has been a big highlight of your career. I mean, you've been lettered all 3 years on the offensive line, and what you're doing year after year here to get yourself to position. I mean, just like what have you been doing here year after year to get to this position and just reach such high remarks?
The weight room has been a big key factor. Just putting in the work, being there every day, showing up. As long as supporting teammates and having the support from our teammates to encourage me, because there's some days I may not want to do something, but the support from them and us as a team to push each other is really strong. We have a good connection.
That's great to hear right now. A little bit of a brotherhood right there in that weight room, and then obviously on the team as well. I mean, can you give me some examples here of how you guys lift each other up?
For example, last week at halftime, we were down. Going into that game, a lot of us were quiet. And me and Caden, we stepped up to each other. We were like, we need to get this energy correct. We know all of our heads they weren't down, but a lot of people were being quiet and not communicating. So we talked to the team halftime. We come out on fire and get a turnover.
Yeah, and you guys absolutely fired it up too there. Just being there at that game, watching that was exciting. When we thought that you guys got that game winner late there, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I was yelling into my microphone. I'm sure you guys were pumped up as well. So it's great to hear that you guys were able to get that energy in there and that you were part of that leadership group, talking up your teammates. A little bit more talkative there than here, but that makes sense. You're in the locker room, you're fired up, it's game time. So, Coach says that you play all over the offensive line. Would you consider yourself more of a Swiss Army knife of that offensive line, going from spot to spot, just slitting in?
Every year.
Every year.
Switch up position. Every year I've been a different position on the offensive line, so I know all the spots.
Where were you last week?
Last week, right guard.
Right guard. How about on that week one?
I was right guard.
Right guard?
Yeah.
All right, so are we going for the hat trick this week, or are we switching things up?
I'm pretty solidified probably for the rest of the year.
You're going to stay right there on that right side? All right. Hey, that's not a bad thing right there. Stay where you're comfortable. Stay where you're succeeding. Yeah, great idea right there. Keep it up. So your coach also wanted to point out here that you've been a very reliable and also a responsible player here on the team. You put in a lot of hard work for your teammates as well. Can you give us some examples here of what your coach is seeing from you to get this impression?
I feel like the effort I put in the effort I show, also just being there for everyone and being a pretty big support system on the offensive line. Caden is a younger offensive lineman. He's our team captain, and I feel like he's someone that looks up to me as an older guy to help him out when he maybe doesn't know what to do or things get hard. I just feel like I'm a pretty big support system.
So helping out even those captains there, yeah, that's great to hear. Obviously, you got that sophomore out there who might still be looking for that inspiration. So it's great to hear that you're still part of that leadership group, that you're talking them up right there. I mean, you say supporting your other offensive lineman. I mean, is that just, are you talking about in-game, or are you talking about off the field as well?
In-game, on the field, off the field, just anywhere.
Just kind of being that hype man right there and being that positive role model, that nice little support system.
Yes, sir.
And that's not bad at all right there. Again, you're right there, leadership group, obviously a senior this year. By the way, congratulations on getting there. That's never always an easy feat, just kind of get there that senior year. I know there's plenty of kids who don't, so hey, great for you, just keeping that GPA up, obviously, to be on this team. So, congratulations. Academic successes, that's huge. Huge right here and a big part of high school sports. So it's great to see that you're right here sitting next to me for a good reason.
Yes, sir.
So do you play any other sports? I wasn't told if you were
I do. I play basketball.
Play basketball?
Yes,
what position do you play?
Center.
Center? Oh, all right. So the same there as Harris.
Yes.
All right. So you guys fighting for that spot this year? You guys going to be a little bit of a friendly rivalry? Who's going to be on that starting spot?
I just started playing last year, so, I mean, TJ's been playing all 4 years, or all 3 years. He's an absolute stud at basketball. Me, on the other hand, I'm not that good, but, hey, TJ is amazing at basketball.
Hey, some high praise right there for your teammate. Again, that's another example right there, in person, live, non-solicited here, of him helping lift up his teammates. I mean, that's just who he is. So that's great to hear, though, that you're rooting on your teammate. And, hey, we're going to see some great things from you this year on the basketball court. But we're still focusing on football. I mean, there's still so much here to see from you guys, just making sure that that defense doesn't get through to your quarterback at all. I mean, that's just a great job again. So Do you have any friends, family here? I know a couple of them were right here trying to get pictures and recording. You want to give a shout out?
Family, friends, my girlfriend, everyone who's here, especially the coaches too. The coaches have been amazing this year.
So you said friends, girlfriend. You want to actually give them their name here? Give a real shout out?
Mom, dad. We have over there TJ, Mihaly, Primo, Christos. A lot of the real ones, Caleb.
The real ones right there. All right, so close one. Again, a little bit of a brotherhood going on out there. All right, nice to hear that. And so I was talking about those people, though, who are close in your life. Who would you say is your biggest sources of inspiration? Who's your biggest role model?
Definitely my dad and my mom. They shape me into the man I am today. They teach me the right and wrongs. So definitely them.
That's great to hear. You know, those people who sacrifice so much to make sure that you get to practice every week, even if you got a car now, you didn't always. They're driving you out there for Pee-wee football and whatever it is you were doing, basketball. It's just great here to hear that these guys have been the biggest support for you and that they've been there and that you're right here for them as well. So that's great to hear. Mom and Dad, thank you so much for letting him do this and being here on us as well. So obviously without role model, I mean, which one? Is it both of them together just being that big role model? There's not one over the other? Okay, so make sure there's no real rivalry there, right? This is your time now. You're trying to be nice. All right. You know they're going to be watching this later. All right. Fair enough. So switching a little bit over here, who would you say is your favorite professional athlete? Any sport. Doesn't matter.
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb. All right.
I'm hoping he comes back week 4, I think it is, but hopefully he comes back strong and healthy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely fantastic football player right there as well. Again, hoping that he's going to be back at full strength there for Cleveland. I mean, can't at all. And so do you try and – I mean, obviously running back, offensive line, there's a difference here. But is there any part of his game that you're like, you know what, I'm going to kind of take it and I'm going to make it my own here on my position?
Sometimes I watch videos on his footwork because as a running back, you have to have good footwork. But same thing as an offensive lineman. You have to have really good footwork and just that technique of moving your feet real well. It helps a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it does out there. And then one more question here. Since we're here at Tavern 26, I've asked everybody this every week. I know you've been waiting for this one. I see that smile on your face. We're talking here about what you ordered here. Tavern 26, a lot of great menu items. What's your favorite here on the menu? I have a feeling I know what it is, but
definitely the trash can nachos.
That seems to be the go-to for a lot of your teammates here. You know, Harris just switched things up. He said chicken tenders, which actually kind of surprised me a little bit. But hey, trash can nachos. How do you like to get those done?
Definitely get the French fries, the nacho cheese, the lettuce and black olives, sour cream, and bacon.
You know, right before we started this here, his teammates called him over and said, hey, you going to order before you go over here? And he had to go over. I said, get over there. Go get your food. That's important. Is that how you got your trash can nachos done today?
I did.
That's perfect. Yeah, that sounds like a beautiful mess there and just the most positive way. Just period right there. Got to fuel these guys up here. Again, that's Tavern 26 right off of 12th Street here in Camel. Best restaurant in town, would you say?
Definitely.
Yeah, some
100%.
Great food, reasonably priced. You can't complain. And here on Wednesdays, their specials, chili dogs, they got 5 for $10. I mean, you can't go wrong with that at all.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, cannot beat it at all. So thanks again here to Tavern 26 for hosting this show week after week. Couldn't be here, obviously, without you. And thank you so much here, Jacob, for joining us on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. And go get them this week against Champion.